What do toxic women do to test men?
To be honest, I don't respect women who do this. And whoever is listening, if you're doing this, you really need to seek help because this is not normal behavior. Women who go out with their men and then do things to get the man jealous on purpose. It's like disrespectful to the man, to his lineage, to his masculinity. You're literally demasculating the man and you're cheap. That's all I can say for the woman. You're cheap. You can test him in so many ways. That's not a way to test a man. I hope every man fails that test because he's not meant to be with that woman.
Can you afford me? Let's have that conversation. How much you cost? So if he can afford you, does he own you? Or is he renting you? No. It's just that you my skincare every day, night, go on dates, eat right. I travel date nights in the Friday after weekend. No. As a lady, if you have placed a bidding price on your head, you're not worth it. You see? If you have to force someone to see a value, you're not worth it. Next question, can you afford yourself? You can't. Oh, you're too expensive for yourself. Oh my jeez, that's crazy. Okay. Okay. Anyways, I'm a very peaceful person. I really don't find trouble and all that. And I'm sorry if I find this video triggering. Thank you.
You left me at my darkest hours. That's a problem for me. You didn't even have a conversation with me. You didn't sit me down and be like, yo, if you don't get your shit together, I'm leaving you.
When you say he wasn't talking to you, you probably wasn't listening because you're too busy running your mouth. A lot of women don't realize, men be telling you for so long. Women always say, what's wrong with you? And then when we say it back, all y'all hear is womp, 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 womp. Y'all don't really hear us. That's why y'all don't help us with our problems. That's why it's hard for us to express what we're going through because I'll say, hey, yo, today was a bad day and I was so long at work. Oh, that's good, baby. It's just on to your problems.
You know, a lot of these modern women are saying that a lot of men are emotionally unavailable now, right? But I don't think I feel like you have to look at it, you know, from different angles, right? Because you're saying that men are emotionally unavailable, but maybe we can say emotionally pulling back, emotionally cautious, emotionally reserved, in the sense that I'm looking and I'm seeing and I'm not 100% sure if I want to expend my emotional energy on what it looks like is about to happen.
Reason women do not feel safe around a nice guy is because the nice guy is not congruent. How the nice guy thinks, feels, and acts is not congruent. The nice guy might have stored anger under the surface, might feel afraid of causing tension. And so as a survival mechanism is, I will be nice. I will ease tension. I will please you. And if I please you, you'll then give me what I want. It's not how it works though. It's a subconscious part of manipulation. And what happens is the woman then underneath the surface can feel that there's an agenda, can feel that there's not a congruence of how they think, feel, and act. So one of the things to understand in attraction is that one of the things that's very attractive is to be congruent in how you think, feel, and act. And if there's tension on the other side of that, it's not your job to ease the tension. And what happens is as you're being authentic and not attached to outcome, and you're being more kind rather than nice, that's when you're in more powerful energy.
Certain men are not replaceable. You can either appreciate him while he's here or you can regret losing him whenever he's gone. A good man is not going to keep on repeating himself, baby. He's not going to keep on begging for appreciation or proving his worth to you. Eventually, he gets tired. He's going to get tired of giving without receiving. He'll get tired of loving without feeling valued. He'll get tired of feeling invisible inside of a relationship where he's pouring everything he has into it. And the craziest part is a lot of women don't realize what they have until the silence replaces the effort. Some men are rare, not because they're perfect, but because they're very intentional. They're loyal, they're protective, they're consistent, and they're genuinely trying. Don't wait until another woman comes along to appreciate your good man. Appreciate him while you have him.
And a lot of these modern women, you know, they want men to continue to audition for a role that, quite frankly, Chad and Tyrone didn't even have to try out for. Chad and Tyrone, y'all know those actors and actresses, they don't even have to show up to the audition. They already got the part. That's what's happening with a lot of these Chads and Tyrones. They don't even have to audition. You got the part. Sold. He don't put no energy into it. But then you got Chad and Tyrone over here. You just give it up. A man's going to find out about that. And when he finds out about that, how do you think that's going to make him feel? Not very good.
Make the babies. And since a man can't make one, he has no right to tell a woman when and where to.
All right, touche. We can do it that way. But using that logic, I have made a list of my own and I would like to share that. Coming in at number 1, we have no female is allowed to have an opinion or be outspoken on any military matter because their name is not entered into the draft. Using that logic, you said that is very true. Number 2, we have anyone who is currently living cannot have a view or be outspoken about slavery because you were never a slave, therefore you can't have an opinion about it. Number 3, only addicts or people that are using drugs can have an opinion on drug laws because if you're not using drugs, you cannot have an opinion about it. Number 4, only victims of murder can oppose because if no one's ever tried to murder you, you cannot have an opinion on murder laws. Number 5, we have only people who own guns can have an opinion on gun laws because as you know, if you don't own a gun, you're not allowed to have an opinion on it using that logic right there. And coming in at the rear, we have only people who have been physically can speak out against. Obviously, if you've never been, you're not allowed to have an opinion on if this is right or wrong using that logic. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here? It's not about whether you're a male or female that gets to decide the morality of something, and men can absolutely have opinions on morality topics.
Can you think of a single time ever in history where women have collectivized and used force to take anything from men?
Not force.
And so if that's the case and men have a monopoly on force, you're always going to have to appeal to them to not use it on you. Because here's the dirty truth, and it's brutal, and I'm sorry, but I'm not going to lie to you. I know that if men collectivize in the West and decide to put women in little cages, there's not a they can do about it. So they really have to appeal to the benevolence of men, and all they do is demonize them, and that's crazy to me.
So I mean, again, like when I mentioned earlier how that kind of justifies like any tyrannical invading force, do you think
there's not a justification, it's a descriptive.
The less powerful party in that situation should just appease to the oppressor or the invading force?
The thing is that, let me ask you this. If you have somebody who's larger than you are and can beat you up, do you talk to them?
No, not necessarily.
Why not?
So they don't beat me up.
They don't beat you up, right?
But there should still be some kind
of... Hang on. Is that a form of appeasement?
Well, I just distance myself from this person.
So it's not a form of appeasement?
But a third party
hang on. Answer the question I asked first. Is it a form of appeasement when someone's much larger than you, so you don't talk to them because you don't want to get beat up? Is that appeasing?
I mean, you're not really doing anything in
right. It's not appeasement then. So when we're talking about this, it's not appeasement either.
You know, a lot of these modern women, what they don't understand is because they're going to continue to ask, how come good men don't talk to them? How come good men don't give them the time of day? Is because y'all continue to try to make men compete, and they've already proven themselves. A lot of these guys that you have in the friend zone, they've already proven themselves many times over, but you still got them out here. Oh, well, you know what you did last week didn't count. What you did 3 months ago didn't count. You know, I've got a new roster, you guys. Just keep on competing and maybe somebody would win. Lucky me. No, you're not that special.
I'm about to blow your minds with this one, being a woman speaking out about this, but the court systems are designed to favor the woman and the men pay the price. Did you know that 85% of child custody cases are awarded primary custody to the women? We live in a society where the legal doctrine is based off of old, outdated information and the notion that, oh, women are the most crucial for those tender years. And I did not know this, but you can go look it up. States are awarded funding based off how much child support that they get awarded. So it incentivizes giving custody, sole custody to one parent, so the other parent has to pay. Did you know that? And a feminist woman will claim that they want equality, but they will demand privilege. They claim they want traditional roles until it comes to custody and child support. The hypocrisy. And when you're pushing a good father out of the picture, you're not just hurting the father. You're hurting that child or children emotionally, physically, spiritually. And don't forget, ladies, you might have carried that baby, but that father carries the blueprint.
You know what's the worst is when they're telling you a story and you want to listen, but just what they're talking about, you can't even retain it. So I was supposed to go out to lunch with Jennifer. I'm all ready to do that. I show up, she's there with Susan. She knows I hate Susan. I look like Susan's been going to the gym. I mean, at that point, your head is like a newborn baby. You're trying to hold it up. You know, you can't. Even if you're trying to pay attention, you can't. Then you just start staring at their mouth after a while. Like, I can't believe it keeps coming out. This is f***ing unbelievable.
It keeps coming out.
Starts fading off. You start thinking about your own life, right? Why did I take Nebraska given 28? What the f*** is wrong with me? All of a sudden our voice goes,
Is
goes
that
up.
sports?
Like, that was a question. All right, now what do? Can't say yes, you can't say no. You got to come with something neutral. Hey, what the f*** you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It is what it is. You put one foot in front of the other and you
Do the best you can, guys.
halftime adjustments.
Putting themselves into a possible position.
And a lot of these modern women are wanting men to yearn. They're wanting men to chase. They're wanting men to pursue. But in today's, the way it happens in today's dating, that puts you as the weaker vessel because, you know, I'm the prize, right? You chase me, you want me, show me that you want me. I've already proved myself by the fact that you want me, even though I haven't done anything. The fact that you want me means I'm more valuable in this relationship. And that's what a lot of modern women are doing. So when a man steps back and says, okay, well, you know, if you're not going to reciprocate and you're going to think that you all that, I'm just going to go ahead and go the other way. I'm going to go a different direction. Now you're stunned. And you're talking about men aren't men anymore.
Earlier this month, Jordan Pauline went live extremely emotional about an alleged incident that happened after the Streamer Awards. Online, people connected her story to Tylil James, another streamer. In this live, she described herself as being essayed by him. After weeks of silence and ridicule from the internet, tonight Tylil went live to clear his name. He started off with a video of them both in bed and her asking him, "Did we just have one night stand?" Tylil claimed she started acting funny after his girlfriend called him up on the phone. So after intercourse with her, she later wanted to leave. He said he had no problem with that. He got her an Uber. She found out that it was a Toyota when she went downstairs, and she demanded a black truck. So he canceled that Toyota. He showed the receipts of that, and then he requested her a black truck. He also showed the receipts for that. Then he shows a screenshot of her Uber. So even though she had already made it home, she texted his friend basically asking for some money for her ride back home. The next day, she requests $2,000 from Tylil that says, "For playing with me." Tylil did mention that while they were in bed together, his girlfriend called, so maybe that's why she felt some type of way. However, she did know that he had a girlfriend this whole time. He never sent her the money, so she sent him texts like this. That's when she took it to the internet to say that she was essayed. After her accusations, she sent him a text. To me, it sounds like extortion. She wanted money. She wanted money from him. She wanted money from the friend, and she didn't get it, so she took it to the internet. And I hate that this happened to Tylil. Essay allegations is nothing that you want to have on your name, and it's nothing that people should just be walking around lying about. This is absolutely crazy.
I think it's a really raw deal for men that we are going to hold men to this masculine standard while we hold women to absolutely no standard whatsoever. It's 100% okay for even feminist or 50-50 equality women to say men should. But it's clearly, whoa, the moment you say women should, now we're getting into sexism. Now we're getting into misogyny. But women, even equality feminist women, men should pay for dates. Men should be chivalrous. Men should protect me. Men's roles are static. Men have to, up front, be trad. But women get to reserve that until marriage. And even then, a lot of these married chicks, the married liberal chicks, they ain't doing that. I don't think it's going to go over very well, especially with more traditional leaning women, if men started to say, I'm not going to protect you, I'm not going to provide, I'm not going to pay for dates, I'm not going to even be masculine until we're married. That's not going to fly with women. But women can say, I'm not going to be submissive, we're going to be 50-50, I'm not going to cook, I'm not going to clean, you just want a mom. Maybe in marriage you'll get that, and it's still negotiable.
You know, you have a lot of steady guys, a lot of regular guys, a lot of average guys out here that are continuing to get overlooked because you would prefer, and it's like I talked about in some other commentary, you want a guy that's chaotic, that's up and down. You want a guy that, and you know, I'm laughing about it, but I'm not really joking. You want a guy to beat you upside the head, a guy that you got to run out the house 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, run down the street, beat down your neighbor's door. That's the type of guy that you gotta call the freaking police. to get that man up out of there. Gotta take that man to jail. He's a criminal. He's a criminal. And that's the type of stuff these modern women want.
No, you're not worth $200 million and was splitting rent with your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Talking about that I should pay for the whole thing? Absolutely. Hold on.
Okay.
$200 million deal and you were splitting rent with your ex-girlfriend?
Yeah. Apartments. And she came across one, but it was way out of her price range. It was like double what she could afford. So I was like, you know, this is really nice. I want you to be able to stay here. I want to be able to pull up and stay here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you afford? And I'll split it. I'll pay the rest. So
right.
I ended up doing that. And I was like, yo, whatever happens. And I want the people's advice on this too, because I'm curious.
Yeah, I am the people.
So if it's not, so I'm like, okay, for this next year, I got you. Whatever happens, we could break up. I got you for the next year. I'll split rent with you.
You can into it with the wrong mindset though.
I know, but bro, I don't know. I just didn't know. So then we end up breaking up 5-6 months into the rent. And basically that's where I'm at now, where I'm like, man, do I keep helping her out or is it cooked?
So hell yeah, she gonna keep
which I don't blame her, because she went into that apartment not being able to afford it, and I gave her my word. So
why you just don't send her half for the rest of the year?
Because she need to act right month to month, nigga.
Oh. Yeah, dude, I've been waiting for you to wake up this interview. There you go.
So come to find out, the man with Tourette's at the BAFTA Awards, who had the tick calling Michael B. Jordan and Mr. Delroy a racial slur. How about the man was ticking all night, saying homophobic stuff, and he called the host of and all this other stuff. He was ticking all night. But BBC and the BAFTA Awards conveniently edited all of that stuff out, except for that one, when he called those black men a racial slur. They forgot to edit that one out. Out of all the stuff he was saying all night, the man was ticking all night, saying off the wall stuff. But that's the only one that they did not take out. I wonder why. These people be playing in y'all face. I ain't gonna hold you. They really be playing in y'all face, because they made it seem like that man only had one tick when all the black people were on the stage. Meanwhile, that man was ticking all night. They left that in there on purpose. Nobody heard of the BAFTA Awards before that man said that. This was their time to shine. This was their controversy to put them on the map.
And you know, modern women they're asking, how come good men kind of stop engaging with them, right? But you have to understand that, you know, the kind of man you say you want. So the kind of man, well, I want a man like this, this, and this. And the man comes up in front of you. The man comes up in front of you, and you let the man go, right? And you let Chad and Tyrone play in your face. And then a couple days later, you want the good man to show up and rescue you. You want the good man to be a shoulder to cry on. What? Oh, well, you should allow me to do that in each and every situation. No, I'm a good guy. I'm not a doormat.
Sister told me this story about how she broke up with this guy that gave her the ick. What happened was she dated this guy who on paper was amazing. He was a handsome man. He had a good job, good finances, owned several properties. And one day she was at his house and she asked him, like, what do you do for fun? You know, like, what's fun for you? And he looked a little confused. And then he said, well, sometimes I play guitar. And he goes into his room, goes into his closet, and behind a bunch of luggage and boxes, he pulls out this dusty old guitar. And he plays a song, and it's really good, and he sings really well. My sister was like, that's amazing. And he goes, yeah, when I was younger, I wanted to be a musician. And then he puts the guitar back behind the boxes and the clothing. and closes the door. She said that gave her the ick. It gave her the ick because here's a man that walks around the world projecting success through finances and achievements at work. But deep down, he always wanted to be something different. And he buried the last relic of that dream deep in his closet. And that's gay.
If a man is testing you instead of choosing you, listen carefully. Men don't test women that they want to choose. They test women that they're unsure about or already know that they don't want to commit to. Not to choose her, but to justify not choosing her. Because when a man sees long term, he doesn't play games, he protects connection. And here's the part women miss. These tests aren't unconscious, they're quiet evaluations. Testing looks like mixed signals. Hot today, cold tomorrow, pulling back to see if you'll chase, and doing the bare minimum to see if you'll accept it. And here's the part women miss. These tests aren't about compatibility. These tests are about convenience. He's watching. Will she over-explain? Will she lower her standards? Will she still stay if I give less? If you pass these tests, he doesn't respect you more. He just learns that he doesn't have to step up. A man who wants you doesn't see how much you'll tolerate. He shows up with consistency so he doesn't lose you. If you feel like you're being tested, he's already decided that you're temporary. Peace and love. Like and follow.
You know, a lot of these modern women really don't understand that men are seeing the same thing over and over again. When I date this woman, it don't really matter if you're black, white, Hispanic. Men are seeing the same thing. And quite frankly, you're seeing it across different continents. You're seeing it in Asia. You're seeing it in Australia. You're seeing it here in the US. Might be seeing it in Canada. You're seeing it in South America. It doesn't really matter. In certain sects and portions of wherever region you're in, there's a certain agenda that is being pushed where these modern women are acting a certain way. Men are seeing that and saying, oh, I know where this is about to go. I'm out.
I saw a video of my wife having sex with her ex while using her laptop. Well, we are off to a hell of a start on this story. I see why I caught your attention. She didn't know it was there and she feels sorry for me. I struggle with the thought of it, flashbacks, and the thought of the possibility of other videos existing in the past or anywhere else. We've been married for a few months now and we're in our early 20s. I love my wife and she's the best person I've ever met. It's just hard to deal with. Having your partner be your trigger for that is pretty rough. Maybe because I'm young or maybe because I'm jealous, or it affects men a lot deeper than women. I don't know. Look, gang, I don't think anybody, except people who have that particular kink, really likes the thought of their current romantic partner having had sexual encounters with prior partners. It's not something that most people find hot. In fact, it's something that most people that I know, and myself included, don't find hot. We find it the opposite of hot. We find it uncomfortable. And everybody's got their damn phones, and everybody's sending nudes, and everybody's taking videos, because everything's all hunky-dory and wonderful in the relationship, and we're always going to be together. But that's not really how it works most of the time in real life. And then there's all these videos and photos out there floating around, and you have them on your phone or you have them on your laptop. And it's ripe for something that your partner might accidentally stumble upon or intentionally stumble upon thinking they want to see it. What I'll tell you is you don't want to see those things. Just like when people have affairs, they think when they find out about the affair, they want to know every detail of what the person did. You don't. You don't actually want to know it because, yeah, I'm sure your imagination is probably worse than reality, but reality's pretty bad too.
Hey. Now you're smacking me with the broom.
You went up here so innocent!
No, I didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, you did!
No.
Give me the broom!
No.
Go up here!
I'm leaving. Yep. Not in time.
What?
Not in time. Look at you. Bite me.
You think this is funny?
Did I say it's funny? Get away from me. Get out of my pockets. Get out of my pockets.
Then don't leave.
Get out of my pockets.
You promised.
You promised you wouldn't leave. I left you alone. We promised we wouldn't record each other.
Yeah, well, I have no idea how men out here deal with it. You know, these toxic relationships, abuse. Why would you sit in a situation that is not good for you? Why are you sitting with men and women for each gender that do not bring you peace? Constant struggle, constant fighting, constant temptation, constant sin. It's not good for you. You know, you have to learn how to walk away and have dignity and respect for yourself and run to God with your problems. You know, that's the one thing I wish I met God earlier than I did, but I did. You know, that's all that matters. I'm telling you right now, run to God with your problems. The God that we worship, the God that we live for and we praise is bigger than our problems. You know, he's in control, man. You know, don't be sitting in these situations just because you don't want to be alone. You are never alone when you have Jesus in your life, man. Never. Get up, use your pain to motivate you to become great. Jim Grounded God, I say it all the time. Go to the gym, go to church, and work on yourself, man. That's all you can do. Don't sit in toxicity.
Here are 5 facts about women that are going to offend you. Number 1, women date up, not down. Women prefer to date men who earn more than them, not the other way around. Number 2, women prefer men who are older. Why? Because older usually means more established, more resources, and more stability. Number 3, women do not actually want equality in marriage. Oh my gosh, why? Because they tend to marry upward, not downward, and that's not equal. That is the total opposite. Number 4, if a woman cannot get the level that she wants, a lot of women would rather stay single than marry down. Yes, that is true. And number 5, and this is the one that triggers and stings people the most. When women are asked if they would rather share a high-value man with other women or be with a faithful man who is lower in status than them, guess who they choose? The high-value man, even if it means sharing. Yes, women would rather compete for the top than settle below their preference. But listen to me. Don't get mad at them. Don't get mad at us. That is just biology, passed down for thousands and thousands of years. But here is the problem. The pool of upward men is smaller, and a lot of men don't want to be that provider role anymore. So what happens? More single women, more single men, more loneliness, and fewer marriages and fewer kids. That is how the game works. So if you're a man, understand what women select for. And if you're a woman, own what you prefer. It's okay. Because human nature doesn't care about your opinions. It just cares about choices.
So many of these modern women, they want a man that's passionate about them. They want a man that shows an intense longing and a desire. An intense longing and a desire for them. And men are saying, after what I just saw, no. You ain't got nothing else to desire. You didn't show it all. Absolutely not.